So what I want to do today is I want to go over the heavy class. Kind of the way that I play the heavy class, as well as some of the upsides and downsides to the class as a whole. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, we're here at the Armoring Hall. We're going to go ahead and get in here and look at the Perk Tree. So, just kind of the way that this is set up right now, I really recommend that you grab everything on the top bar here for basically every class when you're starting. If there's something that you're not going to use or do, then don't take it. For example, I didn't take the damage of charge attacks increases by 20%. What I gathered from this, I don't know if this applies to the heavy plasma rifle, but if it does, somebody let me know in the comments. I took this as it applied to stomps and heavy damage, hence the foot here. So, for the most part, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restores one armor segment. Thermal boost when a ranged weapon is 50% overheated. Range damage increases by 15%. This perk is really only beneficial to the heavy bolter and the heavy plasma rifle, because the Melta doesn't overheat. It's basically a mini spammable shotgun depending on your weapon setup. And then the team perk, all squad members take 20% less range damage from range attacks. I have this on here because, as I'm sure most of you know, dealing with the Rubric Marines or even the little Termagants and Tyrranid Warriors with their stupid venom rifles and all this other shit, that's what's mostly going to kill you when you're dodging or fighting or whatever. So I just have this perk on all the time. This one's, ammo capacity for all squad members increases by 25%. If you got a whole team of ranged folks and, ammo's a problem for some of y'all, even though most classes have perks and abilities within the weapons themselves that let you get ammo back in certain ways, this isn't really a big deal. And then reviving a squad member restores them to full health. Maybe important in the higher difficulty tiers, but the people I play with, we basically decided this is a perk where we want to have active all the time. Then after Iron Halo deactivates, you take 20% less health damage for 5 seconds. As the heavy, unless you're playing with the Melta, you should mostly be playing at a range anyway. Don't get me wrong, there are times where you're going to get swarmed. You're going to have to roll out of the way, do your heavy stomps, clear out some of the chaff. But for the most part, you're going to want to be playing at a distance if you're using the heavy bolter or the plasma incinerator. So, health damage shouldn't really be too much of a big deal. And then Iron Halo's durability increases by 20%, which this column right here actually kind of plays into some of your range damage and stuff like that later on in later levels. Reviving a squad member fully restores Iron Halo's charge. Maybe important for the higher difficulties. Really, at lower difficulties, you shouldn't have your teammates going down too terribly much, but you never know. And then signature, when Iron Halo is active, damage over time to all enemies within 5 meters. This is completely negligible. It barely does anything. Think of it like the Bulwark. You plant the banner, it does, AoE damage to everyone and damage over time. But it's very insignificant. It's pretty sure it's less than what the shock grenades do for their damage over time. So this is basically useless. Now, if you're a multi-Melta person, killing 5 or more enemies with one shot from a multi-Melta restores ammo by 1. So basically, when you have gaunts hoarding you, or even the little goat bastards for the chaos, this is perfect if you're a Melta user, which I mostly am. I just find that to be more fun and more keen towards my play style. Also increases your health by 20%, which makes you and the Bulwark, if you have this, the most healthy classes in the entire game. And then Iron Halo is active. All squad members within 10 meters deal 10% more range damage. Again, if you have like a sniper and, you know, a tactical class or the Vanguard or something, and, you know, everyone's close to you, you're going down a hallway, you're blocking, taking damage because your Iron Halo's active, you know, this could be useful. But for me, I took the perk down below it. Killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restores equipment charge. Cooldown's 180 seconds. You know, honestly, if you're not using the multi-Melta, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession can be kind of a pain in the ass. And considering it's a 3-minute cooldown for that, just to get, like, your grenades back, I didn't see the need of that. Iron Halo recharges 20% faster, but its durability is reduced by 30%. So, the reason that I grabbed that is with it being down, when it's down, I do more damage. So, I do more range damage when Iron Halo is down. See, the next one. When Iron Halo is in cooldown, range damage increases by 15%. So, it recharges faster, but sure, its durability is reduced by 30%. But this and this synergize with this. The final perk on the signature part. When Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 100 meters regenerate ability charge 50% faster. These three right here, I think are really great. I like it. It's awesome. It works for me. This one may be useful for higher difficulties if you're using the heavy bolter. If both your squad members are in capped or grabbed, your primary weapon will not overheat, which could be beneficial or good, you know, if you're just kind of trying to hold the line against a bunch of gaunts and a horde or whatever. But for the most part, I didn't see the usefulness of this. When your primary weapon is out of ammo, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restores ammo reserves by 20%. Cooldown is 30 seconds. So keep in mind, if your heavy bolter's out of ammo, your plasma incinerator's out of ammo, or your multi-Melta's out of ammo, you have a plasma pistol and a regular bolt pistol. Don't get me wrong, the plasma pistol, charge shot, you get the area of effect radius on that thing, you can definitely kill a couple of gaunts in rapid succession. But killing 10 of them that quickly without getting swarmed or, like, you know, losing your armor or your health and dodging, I didn't see it as a useful perk. I just stuck with this. So that way, again, 5 or more people come at me, I kill all 5, boom, I get a shot back. Basically, that shot didn't count. While in heavy stance, which is when you aim down sight, that little heavy stance that you take when you aim. Dealing damage restores 15% more contested health, but you will not be able to move. This is really kind of just based on how you want to play. I'll show some gameplay here in a little bit, but really how I play, especially with the multi-Melta, if I'm being chased by a horde, I'm like double rolling backwards, standing up, firing off a Melta shot just to keep everybody backed off, you know. So just standing there and taking this, not really something that I personally do, but to each their own. And then this one, after switching weapons, your secondary weapon does 20% more damage. The effect lasts until reloading or switching back to your primary. So if you're using the plasma pistol, this is amazing. It stays active the whole time because the pistol doesn't reload. Even if it overheats, the perk doesn't drop away. It's wonderful. For the bolt pistol, you know, you got 14 or 16 shots if you get upgraded all the way to relic level. 16 shots at the higher difficulties, you're not doing much. With a plasma pistol, doing 20% more damage when I, you know, shoot a Tyrranid Elite or a Rubric Marine who's trying to call reinforcements, and then I get an AoE effect around them. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. And then when Iron Halo expends all of its energy one armor segment is restored for all squad members. This can be really beneficial just like to your team. There's no distance requirement on this. It's really awesome. And then Iron Halo loses 15%, loses energy 15% more slowly. Again, I like the synergy of these 3 perks right here, so I didn't even touch this. And then the same thing, when Iron Halo expends all of its energy, enemies in a 5-meter radius take significant damage. I would rather have my range damage increased by 15%, especially if I'm fighting the Chaos. They're the worst, those little assholes with the shields. Can't stand them. So for me personally, I stick with this. And then I forgot to show the starting perk is when Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 50 meters take 10% less damage from ranged attacks, which is awesome. So with that, have my Melta. Oh, and let me show you some of the perks here for the gun. So personally for me, always, as you can see, this one increases your rate of fire. This one increases your range by 3. This one gives you more ammunition. So you can see 20 for the magazine, then it goes up to 30. That's what I took. I always want to have more ammo with me at all times, no matter what. I just think it works so much better having more ammo and more range, more fire, rate of fire, because there's certain things within the perk tree itself that allow you to shoot faster depending on what you're doing. So I start here at the top because, again, this gives me more ammo, 20% reserve increase. And then killing a Majoris level enemy or higher restores 10% of my maximum ammo reserve. So this matches perfectly with my other perk, where if I kill 5 enemies in quick succession, I get a charge back. Every 30 seconds that I kill a Majoris level or higher with this gun, so I can shoot them with my plasma pistol, run in and blast them in the face with this when they go red. If I full on armor and don't need an execute or anything, this basically gives me more ammunition back. So really my magazine capacity in raid or in game you'll see is going to be 42. So 10% of that I'm getting 4 1/4 shots back, so 4 shots for the Melta. I'm basically never out of ammo depending on the circumstances. And then right here, while in heavy stance, rate of fire increases by 15%. This is significant, and I'll show you when we get into the mission. This is really, really big. I like this. So I'll like double roll away from some gaunts or, you know, whoever's chasing me, immediately ADS and then just start popping off shots, and I'll get, you know, 2 or 3 good Melta shots off before I feel the pressure and I may need to roll again. And then while in heavy stance, you not lose control from heavy hits. So again, if I'm like running from a group of elites or something and I've got full armor, you know, I roll away, get into my heavy stance, I'm shooting 15% faster, and then he does a heavy attack on me. I don't get knocked back, I don't lose control. It just allows me to put as much punishment on them as they do on you. And again, they take away your contested health. I'm not moving, so I don't have to worry about that going down as much, because as I'm doing damage to them, I'm getting a lot of my contested health back. And then after a finisher, your fire rate increases by 25% for 5 seconds. This could be huge if you're in a swarm and you blast an elite, rip him apart, execute him, boom, 25% faster. So that's comes out to be what, almost 40%, really? 15%, 25, yeah, 40% faster for 5 seconds. That is massive and can really change the tide if you're being swarmed. While in heavy stance, you deal 15% more damage, 15% more damage. So already I'm doing 30% more damage while I'm in heavy stance, while firing 15% faster, and in some instances, 25% faster. So that's why I took these perks here on the top. And then after killing a Majoris level enemy or higher with a melee, you gain 5 damage. And I rarely kill any people with melee. It's rare. But in the off chance I get a gaunt or something with it if I'm being swarmed and I just need to, like, I'm out of ammo, whatever, I get some of that. And then again, my maximum ammo reserve increases by 20%. So this, coupled with the actual version, gives me, I think, 42 when we're in raid. And then damage against Tyrranid enemies, or if you're enjoying meleeing people, then could go for it. And then just to show off the bottom perk here, melee damage. We're a range class. We're not designed to be melee. We don't even have a melee weapon on this class, so not worth it. And then when your ammo reserve is less than 20% of your ammo capacity, melee damage increases by 10%. Okay. Effective range increases by 1 meter. Cool. 1 meter. Cool. After a finisher, effective range increases by 3 meters. So you have the possibility of 5 meters here. I would take the firing rate over the range, because really you're what? 1 meter? This thing already only shoots like 15 meters. It's almost not worth it. Killing an enemy restores, armor 0.5 seconds earlier, which could be beneficial if you're being swarmed in a horde. But for the most part, I'd rather do more damage and have my armor come back 1 second faster off of a 25-second cooldown. So if I wanted to get 1 armor segment back, I would have to kill 25 enemies, which means I would have to kill 75 enemies to get all that armor back. I'm good, thanks. Or no. Killing an enemy restores armor 0.5 seconds earlier. Now, if this initiates my armor regeneration 0.5 seconds earlier, where I get all 3 back, then 25 enemies in a horde, not too terrible. However, then again, I would rather just shoot faster and do more damage anyway. And then this one, when your health is below 30%, killing a Majoris level enemy or higher with melee restores health by 5%. If you're over here trying to melee elites, you must be down bad, must be out of ammunition, and that's just not a good look. Melee damage increases, cool. The only real benefit to this bottom part would be maybe dropping down and grabbing, or, coming over here and getting the chaos, 10% more damage to chaos, but whatever. Quick break from the future. If you're interested in more content like this, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know that you're into this kind of thing. Thanks. And then, what I like to use always is the plasma pistol. Again, I like to do the ammo magazine increase. I'm currently not using it for this because I want to increase this without going and burning a relic armor data point. So, but typically I run with the higher magazine capacity. It just works out better. So for all of these versions, I always get the magazine one because it just makes a huge difference, especially when you're dealing with a horde or trying to reach out to an elite and you're low on ammo, because initially this takes 10 of your charge every time you do a charge shot. So if you start with 100 rounds, that's literally 10 charged shots, which can kill 3 or 4 gaunts depending on how you build out the perk tree. But at the end of the day, it's better to have more ammo. So kind of what I did down here. Weapon cools fast, 15% faster, which can be really beneficial if you're in semi mode, plus hitting E if you're on keyboard, or whatever your interact button is if you're doing controller, vents your weapons that have the potential for overheating automatically. So you'll start shooting and then you gotta wait like a second before it starts cooling down. By hitting E on the keyboard, your interact button on keyboard or controller, it immediately starts that cooldown process. So everyone should probably get in the habit of doing that, but this also helps. And then after killing 10 enemies in rapid succession, you do 25% more damage. Yeah, that's cool. I did this. I took this row specifically for this. Damage from a charge shot increases by 10%. Damage increases by 10% against terminus level enemies. So for your the Helldrake, the Hive Tyrant, the Neurothrope, the Carnifex, and the Hellbrute, those are all terminus level enemies until they potentially add more later on down the road, maybe. So anytime we deal with those, I'm automatically swapping over to this. I'm doing 10% more damage. And especially if you're getting those gun strikes and you're rolling out of the way and doing perfect dodges and stuff, this makes all the difference, because if you didn't know, when you do a gun strike, it doesn't cost you any ammo. You could literally have 0 ammo in your weapon, and if you do a perfect dodge, or in some cases a perfect parry for other classes, you can get a gun strike off of that. Costs you 0 ammo. And then energy reserve for this weapon increases by 20%, which is why I grabbed that. And then charge shot from plasma weapons uses 2 less energy. So when you first start out, you're going to, like I said, use 10 every single time that you charge up and shoot. Now I'm only using 8. And then after a perfectly timed dodge, I deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. So there's no cooldown for this. So as long as I'm getting perfect dodges, when I do my gun strike, as long as I do it within 5 seconds, which is an eternity in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing 25% more damage. And then if it's a terminus level enemy, I'm doing 35% more damage to them within that 5-second window. So I may do a gun strike, charge up, and let off 1 shot, and that may take up the entire 5 seconds, but at the end of the day, it's worth it to get 35% extra damage. And then this one, weapon cools 15% faster. Once I max out this gun, it'll be 30% faster total after I get this perk. It'll be great. Or I could do shots charged 20% faster to kind of help with this and this going together. So I may do that or grab that. It's really kind of what I want to do. To look at the other ones that I didn't take, so common shots generate 10% less heat. That's if you don't charge it up and shoot it. That's a common shot. After killing 10 enemies in rapid succession, weapons do not heat for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 30 seconds. So, yeah, while that's cool, it's not as useful or beneficial for what you might think. Killing 10 enemies with this weapon pretty quick, especially on the higher difficulties, can be a little daunting, especially if you're being square. Damage radius of charge shot increases by 5%. This is another one that I might take just to test it out and see what it actually does, because if you get gaunts and stuff that are in a group and you charge up a shot and hit them, you may kill 3 or 4, which could really level out the playing field, especially if they're termagants. They got that stupid range. Perfect for them, because those guys are usually grouped together. Damage to the radius increased by 5. I just said charge shots charge faster, 20%, and then after perfectly timed dodge, the dodge radius, or the damage radius of the charge shot increased by 10%. I think this is more beneficial than this. I'd rather always do more damage than have my charge shot increase by 10%. Not really worth it. Very case, dependent. I'm not doing that. And charge shots generate 10% less heat. Nah, I'm good. So, with that, let's get y'all into some gameplay. Alright, let's see if we can get some decent gameplay for y'all. So, as you can see, I have 42. There's currently a bug right now. I'll show when we get to... Actually, I'm going to have to probably show you right now. But, charge up. Boom. And these stupid barbed wire bastards. Get me out of your crap. No. No.
Exposed to noxious agent.
That's unfortunate. So as you can see, I have 35 or 36 shots now. That is a bug. I don't know what the bug is or why it does that. But even if you're at full ammo, roll. Oh, good, we killed him. You die. Get some armor back. Now we do more damage. Give me some armor back. Thank you. Appreciate you. Ouch. Frick. Ouch. Well, game. Get off me, you little turd. Yeah, I need you guys to go and kill them. And of course you don't. Any ammo there? No, nor there. That was a lot to deal with at the very beginning. That's why it's important to break the elites if they're calling out for help. Double bad. Hi, buddy. Bye, buddy. See that? I had 32 shots, now I got 35. That is that perk working? What are you doing? Are you floating? What are you, the Tyrranid Messiah? Just floating down from the heavens. Oh, shit. Woo! Gun strike. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, I didn't know he was... Thank you, sir. I need you to die. That's great. Ah, you're a gentleman. And then you'll see when my Iron Halo ends, I'm going to get another armor segment back.
Officer found. No code.
You can already see how much faster I'm shooting.
Centralized bio neutralized.
Hello? Hit him. Thank you. Get dumpstered. Kill him. Thank you. Then we're gonna kill him. Double thank you. Then we're gonna kill you for a triple thank you. Then we're gonna kill him because why not?
All Tyrranid combatants eliminated.
It would be those bastards right there.
Zoanthrope class Tyrranid. Use caution.
Ouch. Don't be a dummy like me and lose all your health.
Zoanthrope Purged.
Bye, you rat. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be a stim back here. Nope. Couldn't be so fortunate. I hate, what are they called? Barbed Strangler guys. These things are the worst. They poison you, blur your vision, and just do consistent damage over time. It sucks. So, something I just like to do from here is I like to survey and see.
Melta judge.
Exactly.
Impressive.
Alright, so we got... Hey boys. Bye. Let's show off the power of that charge shot. Look at that. Killed a group of 4 of them, no problem. Back there. Oh, son of a bitch. Kill him. I need you guys to... Thank you. I mean, he was the only target, so... I would hope you guys... got him. Armor, crackies. Alright, and then we're just gonna go ahead and interact with this.
The charge has been...
If this is here, push that over there. The drop pod will come down, blow that up. It'll let you deal with a whole bunch of the Tyranids that come out of their drop pod. If it's not there and you stand right where that is, the drop pod doesn't come. You just have to wait for it to say enemy wave.
Generator 4
That generator. I will cover you.
I need to kill all of these damn elites. Or elites. Kill these little bastards. Get off my generator! Would love to have somebody deal with that Termagant. Did you get him? Good job, you guys got it.
Those specs cannot even compute their numbers.
Armory data. And this is the last spot the armory data can be in. And unfortunately, we didn't get a Terminus level enemy to fight, so that means only 1 armory data. Unfortunate. Now, just to show you real quick, second favorite, I'm just leveling this up because it's effective for other classes. Just keep that in mind that this bolt pistol, as you level it up for this class or even other classes that use this, you can, that, you know, relic or artificer armory data is already unlocked. So you can just use it. Same thing with the plasma pistol. If you're using it for your bulwark, you get that as well. I gave myself a board because I'm an idiot. Good job. But good job.
Arrived at access point.
Important things to note about this last part. Stims can spawn on the table there and over there at the ammo cache. A relic can spawn right there. There's stim spawn there, down here on this platform, and down here on this platform, as well as right here in the middle. The big thing to make sure you do, make your life easier, fire this up. If you have, so we're gonna go ahead and start this up now. Nice try, boys. See, and this is the beauty of the multi-Melta. I can just stand here. As long as I have ammo in the tank, I can just tank hits, get some of this contested health back, make life easier.
Enemies detected in the refinery. Zoanthrope contact. Ready anti-psych attackers. Iron Halo protocol
Come here, you rat.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up.
Ouch. Oh, God. Give me my health back. So now we engage running roll. Then to get some of your armor back. Do this. And then again, they're jacked up. You roll, you roll, you roll. And then you start rolling these little bastards. Perfect. Give me some armor back, please. And there's a bug right now with the Melta where you can get more health back than you should. Give me some armor, please, sir. Armor, please. Oh, shit. I could really use you guys to deal with those gaunts. That would be nice. Now, obviously, this would go swimmingly better with an actual set of allies. But for what it's worth, just being the heavy in general with the multi-melta, you play it right, better than I did just now, you won't have any problems. The biggest takeaway from this, depending on which weapon you're using for the heavy, whether it's the heavy bolter, the plasma rifle, those are more of your long range, medium range engagements. Make sure you give yourself plenty of distance and space. And if you have actual good allies and teammates that aren't AI, it'll make the gameplay of the heavy a little bit easier. And close out everything I was saying about the heavy. If you're using the heavy bolter or the heavy plasma incinerator, just keep in mind that you are a long range to medium range asset. And if you have good actual people playing, not crappy AI that don't understand the mechanics of executions and things like that, your class is the perfect support class for everything that happens in this game. And if you use the multi-melta, you can be basically right there in the thick of things with your friends, giving them support. Because that gun is incredible. There's a bug with it right now. They're going to fix that. They already addressed that publicly a couple days ago. So, but for what it's worth, it's why this is my favorite class. So, if there's anything else like you want to add for different builds or anything like that for this class, or maybe how to better use the plasma incinerator, because I'm not very good at it, and even better uses for the heavy bolter, just go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. It really helps me out in the long run of things. Lets YouTube know that this is actually decent content. So, with that, thank y'all.